All right, let's move on now to everybody's favorite part of the show, Cheapy's Quest Corner, now with Extra Wombat and Shipwreck Sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a new game that just came out tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. We got an early copy of Forever Bowl, which is
that's spelled ForeVR. ForeVR.
Right, but it's pronounced Forever Bowl, and it's a bowling VR game. It's a social bowling VR game. So you play 4 players online with your buddies. It uses the Oculus Quest avatar system. So while you're bowling, all your friends are dancing around you because they're playing Celebration or some other song, and there's a dance floor. Like it was pretty cool. Like I was pretty impressed with what we saw. I mean, we only played one round.
I played a handful of rounds before,
did you?
Before we played online together. So it's a really good virtual reality bowling game. If you've played Wii bowling, you understand the basics of this. You pick up the ball, you move the controller back, you go like this, you release the stick to make the ball go. It's essentially the same gameplay as Wii bowling, but you're fully immersed in it. And obviously it's VR. That's what VR is. But it does it really well. It's a really good job it's a really slick bowling game in virtual reality. It's, they have a fun licensed soundtrack. There's different types of alleys. I did the 90s. There's a 90s bowling alley where they played 90s music.
Oh, the music changes in the different. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit.
We did the 70s one where they played the 70s music.
That's the one that we did. And it had it was all black lights and like
that
retro
was the 70s
themes.
Disco. That's why there was a disco floor.
That was so awesome. I mean, and so here's the thing, like when you're not bowling, you can move around the whole bowling alley using the left stick, or if you have enough space, you can walk around in, 1-to-1 room scale. But they had a dance floor, so you could just teleport over to the dance floor. You could see your friend bowling when it's his turn, and you're just going like this, and they turn around and they see you dancing. I mean, it's a good social space. That's what I think. That's what makes VR really fun, is having these interesting social spaces with games wrapped around them. And I think this is a good environment for that, because I feel like a round of bowling is a good amount of time to spend in VR talking to your friends. And then you're like, all right, we played a round of bowling for, 3 or 4 people. Talk to you later.
And there's a lot to unlock and lots of different balls to unlock, and you earn points and XP. It's just a really well done bowling game.
Yeah, we'll be playing that.
Virtual reality. Yeah.
We'll be playing that more. And
we'll be playing a lot more of that. My son played some of it. He really enjoyed it too. Sabrina, I'm sure we'll play it at some point as well.
The one thing I will say is that you get a little disoriented, and I don't mean dizzy. I mean, like, you're not sure where you are in your room, because you'll be bowling and you'll set it up so you can do a full on 4-step throw, if you have enough space in your room. But then when you're done and you're watching somebody else bowl, you're looking at a different angle, so you're not in the same spot in your room anymore. You have to constantly keep looking through the camera to see where you are, because when it's your turn to bowl, you could just take the 3rd step right into a wall, and the Guardian's not going to be stopping you because you're just moving. You know what I mean? So I think they could figure that out. But Forever Bowl, it's cool. We'll be playing that. Shipwreck, We're not selling you on bowling. Mrs. Cheapy asked me today, right before we did the show, how come Shipwreck doesn't buy an Oculus Quest? And actually, at Duran603 writes in and says, is the Quest 2 the first system in CAGcast history owned by Cheapy and Wombat, but not by Shipwreck?
Probably. No, you own some really old stuff, Cheapy, that I didn't own growing up.
But the question is owned by the both of us.
Ah, yes.
Oh, both of you?
Yeah, but not you. Like, we both have to own it.
Yes.
And you not have it. Not just Cheapy.
Yeah.
Not just me.
Yes.
Although I'm pretty sure you had a Sega Master System at some point in your life.
No.
Right over there.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
I thought you meant me. Yeah. See? Does that make you want one more?
Did you have an Action Max? What about an Action Max?
I did not have. I did not, and I do not have an Action Max.
I had an Action Max as a kid. Did you have an Action Max, GB?
I have one in my pants.
Okay, so I'm gonna take that as a no.
I don't even know what that is.
It was
It's the thing with the gun, right?
Yeah, it was a light gun game that used,
Oh.
I want to say, like almost a VCR setup.
Mhm.
Oh.
And you attached a light to your TV also. So when you hit the target, like a little siren would go off.
I had
It was
better.
terrible.
I had the Telstar Ranger. It was better. You just had a gun and a dot went across the screen. You could shoot the dot. It worked. System worked. No, you didn't need to shine a light or anything. That sounds lame.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of VR, join the CAG Discord and our special VR channel. That's the word I'm looking for. Discord.gg/CAG. If you were in there today, you could have got one of those bowling codes that I dropped in there. So
yeah, we dropped a whole bunch of codes for the bowling game in there. I dropped codes for Demio in there when that came out. Demio. I'm still not sure how to pronounce it. Doesn't matter.
I dropped my pants in there.
We dropped codes in there.
Come on in. CAGcast. Well, no, what is it? Discord.gg/CAG. Come on in. VR
Hang
boys.
out.
VR watch. VR this. I don't know what it's called. The channel. Let's move on. It's getting late. Maybe we're gonna skip your individual segments today and power through the rest of the show.
Okay.
Save those for next time.
Whatever you want to do.
Let's move on to Nintendo because Whipsmart Banky's got a very quick Spank Banky review of Sakura Succubus 2. He says I knew that it sounded familiar because this is the sequel to a game that he already reviewed. He gives this his mild rating because there's no explicit nudity, but there's some sexual situations. He says the story is charming, the art is lovely, but it's all over too soon. The chapter scene's a bit more laid back, and that there's some sexual situations, but no explicit nudity. And you have to play the first one because it picks off right at the end of the first one. So yeah, that's Sakura Succubus. I know, Shipwreck, you've been waiting to hear about that one.
I stopped. I got to catch up on the first one.
I know, yeah.
Before I get into that,
You won't know what's going on.
I don't want to hop in at the wrong time.
Yeah, you got to know. And let's see. Yeah, I think that should be enough show for today. Did we miss anything in the VR segment? Because I know we missed stuff.
I think we had the VR segment covered.
Okay, because I know everybody loves the VR segment, especially Shipwreck.
I think this is the first episode where Shipwreck was looking at Twitter during the show.
Oh my God. Well, next week I'm going to talk about the snowboarding game. Carve is coming out this week, and I'll be able to talk about it next week. But I did play some of it already.
I know. I'm a little angry about it. So
what do you care? Stop being a baby.
I like things.
You like things too much. You have to mellow out a little bit. It's okay if you don't get everything, or even if you can get them at some point. Yeah, we'll talk about that game next week. I would like to talk about it because I would definitely entertain Shipwreck with my tale of my first time playing, but we'll have to save that for next week.